Hi, so I know it's been a few weeks and I'm sorry about that, but if you have a little look, where am I? This is my studio now. Like, the evolution compared to a few weeks ago when it was grey, weird wallpaper. It's now blue. I've got my plants. It is more me. I've got some painted plant pots, as you can see behind me, and yeah, I'm just loving my studio. Behind me I've got two desks set up, sadly just camping desks at the minute because the desk one out of IKEA is not available, but that's okay, camping desks are great. But yeah, so I just wanted to talk about that first. So this video for this week is going to be about sketchbooking and using your art as like a journal, basically just using a sketchbook. It's going to be a really relaxed video, as they all are, but I'm just going to talk through why sketchbooks are important, how you can loosen up with a sketchbook and just what they're there for really. So I'll just get on to that. Also, another new thing is my hair colour. I've had about 4 or 5 different hair colours over the last few weeks, but this is the first that the group will be seeing it because this happened in my absence, over the week of me doing the studio up and then the week of me in a lot of pain. Yeah, I have done my hair and it's currently somewhere between lilac and pink. It's actually washed out purple, but I love it. This is what the colour that I wanted, so just a little to add that in there. Anybody who has studied art past higher will know the importance of a sketchbook, but I think it should be taught from way younger. I don't know what the curriculum's like now, whether they encourage a sketchbook or not, but when I was at school we definitely weren't encouraged to keep a sketchbook throughout the years 1 to 5. Which I think it should have been like a focus personally, because that's where your ideas come alive and you learn new stuff and you discover who your inspirations are, and I just feel like they're a place of discovery. In my collection I must have about 30 sketchbooks, if not more. I have a drawer full of them. I have some of my favourites on a shelf. I have ones I'm actively using, and guess what? Not one single one has got to the end page because I am impatient. So yeah, there's different types of ways you can use a sketchbook or an art journal. I keep saying it as an art journal because that's they're the two main ways that you can use it. You can use it as a book that you actually just sketch in and you draw and you paint and splash about, or you can use one as a journal where you keep artist inspirations, pictures, little drawings, extracts of text, and that's kind of the main way that I use a sketchbook. But I'll show some different examples of sketchbooks I have, maybe a bit of inspiration for you. Most of my sketchbooks are full of writing, so it's just going to be little snapshots of different sketchbooks through the years, some of my favourite pages, just some different examples of the ways I've laid them out. I really want to find the sketchbooks I had from a portfolio year that I did when I was 17. It was my final year of school and we did advanced higher art, but those of us who wanted to go to art college, they focused on using it as a portfolio more than the grade. So I actually came out with a C, but I got into 2 art schools, the only ones I applied to, so that's pretty good. So I was happy with that. That's all I wanted. I didn't care about the grade. I'll get into a bit about why I think sketchbooks are important. So I've got my trusty little book here that I keep all my notes for this page in. Isn't it cute? It's very me, if you know my artwork and stuff. This is my vibe. So I'm just gonna look at my list here and go through why I think that sketchbooks are important and the different ways you can use them. So sketchbooks are like a diary for your art, so they show a journey, because if you go, the difference between just making loads of random pieces of art and sticking them up, which there's nothing wrong with, if you don't want to keep a book then that's fine, but the difference is there's a start to finish. and if you go in order of the book, then you'll see your progress, and you'll see where things have changed and where things are like hanging on, and you can like put date, you can date like the pages, and I just think it makes it like a really good, like it just shows your journey and the way you work. So a way that I really like to use sketchbooks is for my ideas. I just write down ideas like mad. So I usually carry quite a small sketchbook, usually an A5, so about this size, but this is my notebook. But this is my sketchbook for the project. Like my sketchbook for the project is very small, which I've only actually just started using it because I forgot that I had labelled a sketchbook project Art and Happiness. If you're wondering how I got this metallic pen to show up on black, it is Posca, which is a brand of pens that you get, like paint pens and chalk pens, and they're great. I love them so much. They're my favourite thing. You can use them to like draw on glass, on mirrors, plastic, and they don't like they show up well and opaque because I like paint and I love the black paper. So anyway, that was just a little mention. I'll put a link to them in the comment section of in the page, not on YouTube, on the page. So I like to keep a small one because I can chuck it in my bag and keep notes, or if I don't have it on me, notes in my phone and then writing it into the sketchbook. I'll pop that up here for now. So I like to write about artists and keep like an image diary. So I'll get, like, if there's an artist that I see that I really like, I will print off some of their work, and if you don't have a printer, I'll have a way around this, but I'll print off little images of their work and write about it, and why it relates to my work, and why I like it, basically. That's a very art school way of doing it. Like, that is like an essential that you do in art school, but I still like to do it following art school, just because it really helps me to like remember. It's great for like keeping an image diary and writing about what your what your interests are with an artist. You can even write information about the artist if you find that interesting. I personally don't, unless they're from like Scotland and I'm like, this is how I relate to them. Because some of my favourite artists are Scottish artists. I love a bit of Rachel McLean and Graham McKindle and Rob Mulholland. So that's some good artists that I like to write about. Another great way, and the main way of using a sketchbook, is for practicing techniques and kind of getting over the fear of starting on a blank page, because I know a lot of people will look at a canvas. I was going to pick up a canvas there, but apparently it's been moved. Oh, it's been moved to this side. If you're to pick up a canvas, I've got an A2 one sitting here. No, A1. I've got an A1 canvas sitting here, and a lot of people would be scared of that canvas, but I've got over it. I've just learned that it's okay to mess up and you can paint over things, and like, I don't think there's any messing up in art. Like, you do something and you might not be like particularly fond of it, but it's not, somebody will like it, and it's all practice at the end of the day, and it's all about finding what you do and don't like. So sketchbooks are great for that, because I've found myself like doing tiny little doodles in a sketchbook and thinking this would be great as a full piece. Like, I drew a swirl with a bit of oil paint in one once. If you're going to use oil paint though, make sure to put acrylic paint underneath it. Just a tip, because otherwise it will rot. So I did a swirl with oil paint once in a sketchbook that was primed with a bit of acrylic paint, and I thought to myself, like, I love the way that swirl looks, and that swirl has ended up as the header of this page. So take a look. I'm sure you all know that painting. I've shown it in every video so far. I'm not going to show it again. It's the header of the group. So that's like a really big way of doing it, of using sketchbooks, like, that just makes them special, is like, you can just loosen up and not be scared, because if you don't like it, just flick the page over. let it dry, then flip it over. But if you don't even want to let it dry, what to do is get a bit of kitchen roll, stick it in the page, flip it over, and then you can peel off a bit of kitchen roll. Yeah, I'll leave a wee bit of kitchen roll depending on the type of paint or whatever you've used. So if it's been like acrylic, it will stick to it a wee bit, but if it's something you're not fond of, then like it doesn't matter, does it? And you can always go back and draw over things. I've done background things with like watercolour and that, where I've just splashed over watercolour, and I've been like, you know what, I'm going to go back and write over that page. Doesn't need to be a page itself. It's a good way to like let loose, just have fun, be free. It has no rules. Art has no rules. Sketchbook has even less. And you can keep it completely personal, like nobody has to look at it. So if you just want to experiment with something, if you want to just do something for the first time, just do it in your wee book, do a wee quick drawing, and like you don't have to show anybody it, nobody has to see it. If you want to show people your sketchbook and you don't want them to see a certain page, get a wee bit of tape, like a wee bit of double-sided tape, and stick it together and just be like, if there's a page stuck together, don't look at it. I don't want you to. So, or you could take pictures of the images from your page. Another thing that you can do, if you really like something, I've done this today, I found a drawing in a really old sketchbook whilst I was digging out some of my favourite sketchbooks to show on here. I found a really old drawing that I was like, I really like that and I want to like make it into a digital drawing. So basically, I found this drawing from years ago that was on like a page with other scribbles and stuff on it, so I just took a really up close photo of it, and I'm going to use that as like a basis for something else. So I'm either going to, like, you can photocopy it basically. You can take a photo, then transfer it onto bigger paper, you can, and then you could trace it onto a canvas, whatever. So if you did, like, if I drew a person on my sketchbook page, that I thought that looks really good, I could trace it with some tracing paper, transfer it onto a canvas, and there we go. It's going to be a great painting. Like, it's limitless. Like, it's honestly limitless, and that's why I love sketchbooks so much. So I'm just going to move on to talking about sketchbooks now. I'm going to show some pages from my sketchbooks and talk about like when I did them, what my ideas were behind them, and I hope that it can like just guide you into thinking like, okay, I could do a sketchbook like this is how I could start. I did like what I think is like a good starter in my Project Art and Happiness sketchbook. So I'm just going to get on to all that and show it now. So I've done it again. I've made the video too long, so I'm going to do the sketchbooks in a separate video. So basically what I do is I go through the sketchbooks, probably about 5 to 7 sketchbooks, and I talk about what I was like planning when I did it, and I just showed it basically. I just like flipped through a few, so that'll be a separate video. And yeah, so that's this part finished, and thank you for watching.